Hello students, today we will do alternating current, the basic MCQs which are level 1 or they are basically from the GoodSet exam. You can download the PDF file, that is the link given in the description of the video. Let us move to MCQ number 1. The instantaneous current from an AC source I is equal to 6 sine 314t. What is the RMS value of the current? So we know that this is the instantaneous current. This was the maximum value. So I have to find out the IRMS. So IRMS is equal to the maximum value divided by root 2. Here maximum value is 6, that is the amplitude of AC current. So root 2 into 3 into root 2 into root 2 upon root 2. So root 2 is cancelled. So IRMS is equal to 3 root 2 ampere. So that is option number A. So a simple MCQ, the direct application of the formula. Second is, what is the relation between the mean and the virtual value of AC? Here the virtual value means RMS value. So sometimes RMS value is also referred as a virtual value or the effective value of the current. Now you have to find out the relation between the mean. Here mean means average for a half cycle. Now why for a half cycle? Because for a complete cycle the average of AC current or AC voltage comes out to be 0. That we know. So for the half cycle we have to find out the relation between the mean and the average value. Now see, the symbol given in this question is for average they have written IM. So there is a symbol change. We have used in our theory, we have used I is equal to Im sine omega t, where I was referred as instantaneous value, that was called as instantaneous current. The symbol we used, Im was the maximum value, or we call it a amplitude of the current, AC current or instantaneous current. And for IRMS we used capital I. Now sometime this equation is also represented as I is equal to I naught sine omega t. So instead of Im, sometimes we have a symbol I naught. In the place of small I, we have capital I. IRMS in that situation is written as IRMS. So if the equation is of this form, IRMS will be written like this, and the mean will be written as IM. So while doing the theory, we have written Im as a maximum value. Here Im means the mean value in the option. So we have to find out the relation between the mean and the RMS, or mean is the average. Now if we find out an average for a complete cycle, that is a sine and cosine, then it comes out to be 0. So we know how to find out the mean. So mean value of the current or the average value of the current for one complete cycle is 1 by t 0 to t sine of Im sine of omega t dt. So if you try to do this integration, it comes out to be 0. So it is not mentioned in the question that what is the relation between mean and virtual value. So we assume for a half cycle, because if we try to find out the relation between the mean and the IRMS, the mean itself comes out to be 0. So we have to find out for a half cycle. So for a half cycle, we take here t by 2, and here also it becomes t by 2. Now see the symbol, because in the option the mean is represented by Im, I am writing this symbol as I naught and this mean as Im. I have to find out the relation between the average value and IRMS value. So this is, as per symbol, it is mean or average. This is equal to 2 by t. So 2 is taken on the numerator I naught is constant, that is actually a maximum value amplitude. Then integration of sine omega t. So integration of sine omega t is cos omega t minus sine. Integration of sine is minus cos divided by omega t. Derivative of omega t with respect to t is omega. So we write here omega, and the limit become 0 to t by 2. So we are finding the mean for the half cycle of AC current. So this is equal to minus 2 I naught upon t. Omega can be written as 2 pi by capital T. Then we substitute value final minus initial, again omega 2 pi by capital T in the place of small t for half cycle t by 2. That is cos of final value minus cos of initial. Initial is 0. Tt is cancelled. 2 is cancelled. So we are left with minus I naught divided by pi. Cos of again tt cancelled. So you have cos pi, that is minus 1 cos 0 minus 1. So for half cycle it comes out to be 2 I naught by pi. Minus 1 minus 1 minus. So 2 I naught by pi. This is I mean, or you can say it is an I average. In the option we have the relation given in the form of RMS. So in the place of I naught, that is for us it is Im. So I naught can be written as root 2 times IRMS. Now I naught is equal to root 2 times IRMS. So Im is equal to 2 upon pi root 2 IRMS. So this is the relation for a half cycle where average is equal to 2 root 2 upon pi IRMS. That is option number D. So there is a change in the symbol. So sometime the mean is represented by Im. At that time the amplitude is represented by I naught. Question number 3. The effective value of the current in a 50 cycle AC circuit is 5 ampere. So this is the effective value. Now effective value means IRMS. So IRMS is equal to 5 ampere. Frequency is 50 cycles, so we take 50 hertz. What is the value of the current 1 upon 300 second after it is 0? So we have to find out the value of the current, that is an instantaneous current, when the time is 1 upon 300 seconds. So what is the value of the current 1 upon 300 second after it is 0? So after how much time the IRMS becomes 5 ampere, that is 1 upon 300 second. After 1 upon 300 second it becomes 5 ampere. We have to find out instantaneous. So directly we know I is equal to Im sine of omega t. Therefore I is equal to, again we have IRMS. So Im is equal to root 2 times IRMS. So root 2 times IRMS sine, in the place of omega we have 2 pi f into t. So that becomes root 2 into 5 sine of 2 pi into 50 into 1 upon 300. So 0 0 cancel, 5 6 are 2 1 are 2 3 are. So that is pi by 3. So root 2 into 5 sine of pi by 3, that is sine 60, which is root 2 into 5 into sine 60 is root 3 by 2. So it becomes root 2 cancelled. So we are left with root 3 by 2 multiply by 5, that is under root 3 by 2 into 5. So answer is given in the point. So you do this calculation and find out the correct option here. So you can use the calculator to find out this value. MCQ number 4. An AC circuit consists of only an inductor of inductance 2 Henry. So we have L is equal to 2 Henry. If the current is represented by a sine wave of amplitude, so here it is amplitude, so that is a maximum current, that is a peak value is 0.25 ampere, and the frequency is 60 hertz. Frequency is 60 hertz. The circuit is inductive. Calculate the effective potential drop across the inductor. So we have to find out what is the potential drop across inductor. So XL is equal to, we know XL is equal to omega into L. Now we have to find out the potential difference. Calculate the effective potential difference, that is VRMS. So VRMS, or if I am writing here IM, so VRMS is equal to IRMS into XL. Now IRMS, so we have IM value here. So IRMS can be written as IM divided by root 2, and XL can be written as omega L. So we substitute this value 0.25 upon root 2 omega 2 pi f, f is 60 into L is 2. So VRMS is equal to, you substitute all this value and find the answer. So VRMS is that much volt, whatever answer we get here. Now let us see question number 5. So you substitute these values and find out the answer. Question number 5. A 100 microfarad capacitor in series with 40 ohm resistance is connected to 110 volt 60 hertz supply. So we have a RC circuit here. The capacitance given is 100 microfarad. So 100 into 10 raised to minus 6 farad. The resistance given is 40 ohms. So clearly we have a RC circuit. So first we find out the impedance. Impedance should be equal to under root R square plus XC square. So we need to find out XC. So here the frequency of AC source given is 60 hertz and the supply connected is 110 volt. So this is your VRMS, that is 110 volt. What is the maximum current in the circuit? Now we have to find out the maximum current in the circuit. So before that, we find out what is the impedance in the circuit. So impedance is equal to under root R square plus XC square, where XC is the capacitive reactance. So this is equal to under root R square, that is 40 square, plus XC is written as 1 upon omega C whole square, where omega can be written as 1 upon 2 pi f. So I can find out 40 square plus 1 upon 2 pi f c whole square. So first you find out the impedance in this circuit. And once we find out the impedance in the circuit, we can easily find out the VRMS. So what will be the VRMS? Now according to Ohm's law, VRMS should be equal to IRMS into the impedance. VRMS is equal to IRMS into Z, that is impedance. But we have to find out the maximum current in the circuit. So now VRMS can be written as Vm by root 2. In the place of VRMS, I can write Vm by root 2. In the place of IRMS, I can write Im by root 2 into Z. So root 2 is cancelled. So Im is equal to Vm divided by Z. So this is the direct relation we can use. But again here we have VRMS. So directly what we do is we substitute VRMS to be 110. And in the place of IRMS, I write Im divided by root 2 into the impedance. You find out this impedance from the calculation. Now, therefore, Im can be written as root 2 times 110 divided by the impedance. So this will be the formula. Now you substitute value and find out the answer. So this much ampere of the this much maximum current flow in the circuit. Now question number 6, which is in continuation with 5. In the above question, what is the time lag between current maximum and voltage maximum? So the circuit was RC circuit. In this situation, the current and the voltage will have a phase difference. So what is the time lag between the current maximum and voltage maximum? So we have to find out how much there is a difference between the or what is the phase difference between the voltage and the current. We know that the current will lead, or you can say if the circuit consists of a capacitor, the voltage will lag behind. So we have to find out the phase difference. So we know that tan of phi is equal to Xc upon R. So if we draw an impedance triangle for RC circuit, and this is phi, so this was R and this is Xc, so tan of phi is equal to opposite upon adjacent, and the hypotenuse was the impedance. I have to find out the time lag. So this phi can be written as tan inverse, in the place of Xc, 1 upon omega c R. Now in the place of omega in the question 5, we have a frequency, so we can write 2 pi f c R is given. So the first thing is you find out the angle here. What is the angle? Now time can be written as the phase difference divided by omega, or you can say directly, you can remember like this, that time is equal to angular displacement upon angular velocity. So T is equal to phi upon omega, because we have considered this voltage and current as a phasor. So they were phasors are a rotating vector. So here T is equal to, say, angular displacement upon angular frequency or angular velocity. So whatever angle you get here, you substitute this angle here, and in the place of omega we can again write 2 pi f. So you substitute all these values and find out the answer. Whatever time we get, that much time the voltage will lead. So here, sorry, voltage will lag. Here voltage lag. Here voltage lag behind current, or current lead. So find out the time here by finding the value, the phase difference between the current and the voltage. So directly we use the formula for the phase difference. Now question number 7. When a series combination of inductor and resistance are connected with 10 volt 50 hertz AC source of a current, 1 ampere current flow in the circuit. So again Vrms is given, that is 10 volt, the frequency is 50 hertz, the current flowing in the circuit, so current flowing is equal to Irms, that is 1 ampere. The voltage, because the circuit is inductive, the voltage leads the current by a phase angle of pi by 3 radian. So phi is equal to pi by 3 radian. Calculate the value of the inductive reactance. So we have to find out XL here. Now we know for XL, that is calculate the value of inductive reactance XL, we need omega L. Though in the circuit the L is not given, but because circuit is LR circuit is LR, I can write impedance is equal to under root R square plus XL square. So now I have to find out the relation between Z and R. Again here R is also not given. So we have to take the help of this phase difference between current and voltage. Here the current is lagging. We have to take the help of the impedance triangle. So this impedance triangle, that is pi by 3 is given. This is Z, this is XL, and we have this as R. So clearly now tan of phi is equal to XL upon R. So we have tan phi is equal to XC upon R, circuit is LR, so we write tan phi is equal to XL upon R. Now tan of pi by 3, that is tan of 60, tan of 60. So tan pi by 3 is equal to XL upon R. Now tan 60 is equal to root 3, that is root 3 by 2 and half. Okay, root 3. So root 3 is equal to XL upon R. Therefore, now we got a relation between XL and R. So XL is equal to root 3 times R. XL is equal to root 3 times R. So this is the relation first. Now we have IRMS and RMS value. VRMS. So VRMS is equal to IRMS into the impedance, that is Z, because we have to find out the relation between Z and R also in order to find out XL. Now XL is clear, it is root 3 times R. Now we have to find out the value of R. So we need the value of Z also here. So VRMS is equal to IRMS into Z. VRMS is 10 is equal to 1 into Z. So Z is equal to 10 ohms. Z is equal to 10 ohms. We substitute this value here. So in the place of R, because we need to find out XL, so we eliminate this R. So this implies R can be written as XL by root 3. Now Z is equal to 10. So 10 square is equal to R square plus XL square, that is equal to 100 is equal to R square, that is XL square by 3 plus XL square. So we have 100 is equal to 3 plus 1, 4 by 3 XL square. So XL is equal to under root 300 divided by 2. So that can be written as 100 root 3 divided by 10 root 3 divided by 2. So that is equal to 5 root 3 ohms. So this is option number A here. So this is equal to 5 root 3 ohms. So it should be clear how to connect the unknowns. So here first we have VRMS, IRMS. So first we find out Z. Now if we find out a Z, there is a problem with the R. So you have to find out Z is known by this Ohm's law. You need to find out R, then we take a help of this impedance triangle and find out the relation between R and XL. We substitute this in the relation of Z and find out the inductive reactance here. So this is MCQ number 7. Now let us see question number 8 to 10, which is a passage. For a series LCR circuit, we have a series LCR circuit from 8 to 10 question, where the current I is equal to 100 sine of 100 pi t minus pi by 3 milliampere. So we write here 10 raised to minus 3 ampere, and the voltage is given as 100 sine of 100 pi t, that is volt. Now clearly if I compare this equation, the current is lagging behind, so the circuit is inductive here. So here current lag behind the voltage by phi is equal to pi by 3 radian. Then here Im, that is the maximum value, is 100 into 10 raised to minus 3. So that is equal to 10 raised to minus 1 ampere, that is 0.1 ampere, and Vm is equal to 100 volt. Now we have to find out, calculate the resistance of the circuit. So first we have to find out the resistance, reactance of the circuit, and then we have to find out the power loss. Now since the maximum values are given, we can easily find out the impedance of this circuit. The circuit is LCR circuit. So for impedance, using the Ohm's law, we can write Z is equal to Vm upon Im. So this impedance is equal to 100 divided by 10 raised to minus 1. So it becomes 10 raised to 3 ohms, that is equal to 1000 ohms. So this is, first we directly find out the impedance with the help of a Ohm's law, or Vm divided by Rm. Now we have a phase difference of pi by 3. So because if it is an LCR circuit and if I have to find out R, then I have to write Z is equal to R square plus XL or XC. Now the circuit is inductive, so I write XL minus XC whole square. Now if we use this formula to find out R and XL, we need frequency here for omega, we need XC here, for C value also is required, which is not given. So we take the help of this phase difference and we draw an impedance triangle here. Now if we draw an impedance triangle, this portion is equal to pi by 3, this is Z, and this is, say, the impedance of the inductor and the capacitor. That is inductor and the capacitor. Here we have to find out the resistance. So this is your R. Let us represent XC minus XL minus XC by XL. Calculate the resistance of the circuit. Now this Z is equal to 1000 ohms. Now I have to find out the R in the circuit. So we take the help of the trigonometric function. So hypotenuse is known and we need the adjacent side. So we take the help of cos angle cos theta. So cos theta is equal to R upon Z. So this implies R is equal to Z cos of phi. So Z is 1000 cos of 60, that is half. So it becomes 500 ohms. So that is for question number 8, we have option C. 9. Calculate the reactance of the circuits. Now the pending portion is XL minus XC. So that is represented here by X. Again, now I know R also, Z also. So either I can use this equation, Z is equal to under root R square plus X square. We can use this equation, R is known, that is 500 square and this is 1000. So you do this calculation. Or now I need the opposite side. So I take sine pi by 3 is equal to opposite upon hypotenuse. Therefore X is equal to Z sine of pi by 3, that is equal to 1000 into sine 60 is root 3 by 2. So it becomes 500 root 3 ohms. So the pending reactance offered by the inductor and the capacitor is 500 root 3. That is option number B. Find the average power loss. Now for LCR circuit, the average power loss is given by Vrms, Irms into the power factor, that is cos phi. So here we have to now find out Vrms and Irms. Im and Vm is given. So Vrms can be written as Vm divided by root 2. Irms can be written as Im divided by root 2. and this is cos of pi by 3. This is equal to 10 raised to 2 into 10 raised to minus 1, cos 60 is half, divided by root 2, that is 2. So this becomes 10 divided by 4. So it becomes 2.5 watt. That is 2.5 watt. That is option should be equal to A. So this is the power loss in the circuit. Now let us see MCQ number 11. Here we have a current of 4 ampere flows in a coil when connected to a 12 volt DC source. The same coil is connected to 12 volt 50 radian per second AC source. A current of 2.4 ampere flow in a circuit. Determine the inductance of a coil. So we have one time. The first time an inductor coil is connected with a DC source, that is equal to 12 volt, and the current flowing is given as 4 ampere. Now inductor allow the flow of DC current and capacitor block DC. Capacitor block DC and inductor block AC current. Block here means it opposes the change. That is, the self-induction is there. So work is required to be done against. But for DC source, it allows the DC to pass through it easily. Now this circuit will not have a inductance, inductive reactance, because inductive reactance is omega L, where omega or the frequency for the DC source is 0. So inductive reactance when an inductor is connected to a DC is 0. So we have only the resistance in the circuit, that is V upon I. So it is equal to 3 ohms here. So indirectly this is an RL circuit because the coil itself is made from a metallic wire. So the circuit is RL now. Now when it is connected to an AC source, so here it is connected to an AC source of 12 volt. So that is our Vrms is equal to 12 volt. Then it is given as 50 radian per second. So clearly instead of frequency, they have indirectly given you omega, and the current in the circuit is 2.4 ampere. So that is IRMS. So now this circuit should be considered equivalent to RL circuit. And in this situation, we find out the Z is equal to under root R square plus XL square. We need to find out L here. So to find out L, we need a relation again between Z and R. So because the circuit is RL, Vrms is given, IRMS is given. So impedance is equal to Vrms upon IRMS. That is again we apply the Ohm's law. So it becomes 12 upon 2.4 ampere. So that is 120 upon 24. That is 5 ohms. So we have now Z also. Now Z is 5. R is 3. So we can find out XL here. So therefore 5 square is equal to 3 square plus XL square. So that is 16 is equal to XL square. So X is equal to, that is 25 minus 9 is equal to 4L, and therefore omega L is equal to 4. So L is equal to 4 upon omega, that is given as directly as 50. So L is equal to 8 upon 100. So L is equal to 0.08 Henry. So this is how we calculate L when the inductor coil is connected with DC and AC source. So this option should be option number D here for question number 11. Now question number 12. the equation of the current in the AC circuit is given as, so I is given as 4 sine 100 pi t plus pi by 3. Now these are simple sum, you have to find out IRMS. So this is clearly Im. So IRMS is equal to Im divided by root 2, that is 4 divided by root 2, that is 2 into root 2 should be the answer. So 4 divided by root 2, that is 2 root 2. You substitute this value and find out the answer for it. They have given the answer in point. So directly 4 divided by root 2 can be found, or 4 can be written as 2 into 2 and then root 2 is cancelled. Then 13. The reactance of the capacitor is X1 at a frequency N1 and X2 at the frequency N2. The ratio of X1 and X2 is, so here we have given inductance. So now we know Xc is equal to 1 upon omega c. So Xc is inversely proportional to frequency. Here frequency they have given N1 N2. We have to find out the relation between X1 and X2. So this will be equal to F2 upon F1, that is N2 upon N1. So that is directly option number C. 14. Find out the peak voltage of 220 volt. So peak voltage, so this is Vrms is equal to 220 volt. We know Vm is equal to root 2 times Vrms, so it comes out to be 300, about 311 volt, that we did in theory also. MCQ number 15. The reactance of the coil when used in domestic AC power supply 220 volt 50 cycles per second is 50 ohms. The inductance of the coil is nearly. So again we have to find out the reactance of the coil when Vrms is equal to 220 volt, frequency is equal to 50 hertz, and the reactance of the coil given is 50 ohms. So reactance means XL is equal to 50 ohms. We have to find out inductance. So directly XL is equal to omega L, that is equal to 2 pi FL. We have XL here, we have 2 pi F. So L become XL upon 2 pi F. So that is equal to 50 divided by 2 into pi into 50. So you do this calculation and find out the answer. Now question number 16. The current in AC circuit is given by I is equal to 3 sine omega t plus 4 cos of omega t. Then we have different options. You have to check each and every option. The RMS value of the current is 5 ampere. Mean value of this current for a 1/2 cycle is 6 by pi. And if the voltage applied is Vm sin omega t, then circuit must be containing RC, or fourth option is whether the circuit is RL. Now you have to find out you have to check each and every option. Now here the current is a combination of sine and cosine. Now in 11th we have studied how to convert this combination of sine and cosine into a single sinusoidal function. So in that situation, if I compare this equation, or in 11th if you remember, if I is equal to A sine omega t plus B cos omega t, then at that time we substitute, let A is equal to D cos phi, B is equal to D sin phi, and therefore D was equal to under root A square plus B square, that is you square this and add the equation, and tan of phi is equal to tan of phi, that is sine divided by this, is equal to B by A. So in that situation that equation was written as I is equal to D sine of omega t plus phi. So this is how we convert the combination of sine and cosine, if we have a plus sign here, into a single sinusoidal function. Now if I compare this equation here, the D is under root a square plus b square. So in our given question here, a is equal to 3 and b is equal to 4. So D comes out to be 5. And tan of phi is equal to b by a, that is 4 by 3. So you can easily find out the phi also here. So phi comes out to be tan inverse 4 by 3. Therefore, the single sinusoidal function can be written as D. So here D is phi sine of omega t plus phi. Here phi is equal to tan inverse 4 by 3. So this is the equation is converted like this in a single sinusoidal function, because we want to find out whether the circuit is inductive, capacitive, that is options are given here. So you have to convert this sine cosine function into a single sinusoidal function. So this is how you convert this sinusoidal function, combination of sine and cosine in single sinusoidal function. This was how we do in simple harmonic motion. Also the mathematics students know this method. So if you have a minus sign, so you do the calculation like that, you use the formula sine omega omega t minus phi like that. This, however, here it is plus, so it will be converted like this sinusoidal function. Now let us check the option. Now this is a peak value, that is phi. Here it is given RMS value is 5 ampere. Here this is not RMS, this is maximum value. And by this current equation also, it is clear that if the voltage is equal to V is equal to Vm sine omega t is given in the option, that if we take V is equal to Vm sine omega t, so here it is omega t plus something, that is the current is leading. So here current leads by phase difference or phase angle, that is phase difference phi. So the circuit is, in which circuit the current lead? So circuit is capacitive. So circuit contains R and C. So it should be option number C. If there is a minus sign, then the current will be lagging behind. So circuit is inductive. So first option, they have given the maximum RMS is phi. So here we have maximum equal to phi. Also, if you want to check the second option, that is the mean value of this current in 1/2 period will be 6 upon pi. So in that situation, you have to do again the integration. The average value or the mean value is equal to, for half cycle, 1 upon t by 2 0 to t by 2 phi sine of omega t plus phi. Again we don't have, you substitute this value of phi here and do the integration for half second. Because directly here we got sine omega t plus phi, so we move on to option C and D. Otherwise you can do this calculation. Phi is constant, you do the integration of sine omega t plus phi and put a limit t by 2. The option given here is that for half cycle the period comes out to be 6 by pi. So it will not come out to be that, because already we got correct option as C. So this is what we have for today's lecture. The another sheet for the practice is also given in the description. So you download the PDF file and do the calculation for the other numericals related to AC current. Have a nice day.